It feels like a weight around your neck, doesn't it? You want the apartment, but the landlord asks for a credit check. You need a reliable car, but the interest rate they offer is borderline predatory. You want to buy a house someday, but right now, that feels like an impossible dream. Bad credit isn't just a number. It's a closed door. And if you're watching this, you're probably asking the million-dollar question. How long? How long until I'm out of this hole? How long until I can get approved without anxiety? If you search online, you'll find gurus promising to boost your score 100 points in 30 days. Let me be blunt. Those are mostly lies designed to sell you a product. Today, we are ditching the hype. We are going to give you the realistic, unfiltered timeline for fixing bad credit. We're going to break down exactly how long different mistakes haunt your report, and I'm going to give you a practical roadmap based on your specific situation. This isn't a sprint. It's a marathon. But if you start training today, you will finish the race. Let's begin. The "it depends" factor, understanding the damage. So, what's the simple answer to how long does it take? The frustrating truth is, it depends. Fixing a credit score that dropped because you maxed out a credit card last month is vastly different from fixing a score destroyed by a foreclosure and 3 charge-offs last year. To understand the timeline, you have to understand the anatomy of the score. Your credit score is basically a risk assessment showing how likely you are to pay back debt. Think of your credit report like a driving record. High utilization is like getting a speeding ticket. It hurts, your insurance goes up, but if you drive carefully for a few months, the impact fades quickly. Missed payments, collections, or bankruptcies. Those are major accidents. They total your car. You can't just buff those out in a weekend. The timeline to recovery depends entirely on the severity of the accident. The timeline of negative items, the 7-year myth. Before we look at recovery roadmaps, we need to bust the biggest myth in credit. If I mess up, my credit is ruined for 7 years. It is true that most negative information, like late payments, collections, and charge-offs, can legally stay on your credit report for 7 years. Bankruptcies can stay for up to 10. But here is the crucial part. Just because it's on your report doesn't mean it hurts your score equally the whole time. Modern scoring models give the most weight to the last 24 months. A missed payment from 4 years ago hurts much less today than a missed payment from last month. Let's break down the realistic recovery time for specific wounds. First, the quick fix. This is you if your payment history is perfect but your credit cards are maxed out. Your utilization is at 80% or 90%. Your score is low because you look risky right now, but your underlying habits are good. The recovery. This is the fastest recovery possible. The second you pay those balances down below 30%, and ideally below 10%, your score will skyrocket almost immediately upon the next reporting cycle. If you come into a chunk of money and pay off debt, you could see a 50 to 100 point swing in as little as 30 to 60 days. Late payments. This is you if you generally had okay credit, but life happened last year. Maybe you lost a job, had a medical emergency, and ended up with 2 or 3 60-day late payments and maybe a small medical collection. Your score is likely in the high 500s or low 600s. The recovery. There is no magic trick here. You need time. You need to get current on everything and stay current. You need to settle that collection if possible. The goal is to put 12 solid months of perfect payments between you and those mistakes. By the 12 to 18-month mark, the impact of those late payments will have faded enough to see your score cross back into fair or good territory. If you went 90 days late, or have a pattern of late payments, the damage is deeper. Expect closer to 18 to 24 months before those stop heavily dragging down your score. Next, collections and charge-offs. This is when the original lender gives up on you and sells the debt. These are score killers. The recovery. Even if you pay them off today, some older scoring models won't improve much immediately. However, Newer models do favor paid collections over unpaid ones. Generally, the sting of a collection starts to fade significantly after 2 years. But to fully recover into the 700s, you might be waiting 3 to 4 years for its influence to really diminish. Finally, the nuclear option: bankruptcy or foreclosure. This is you if you have multiple charge-offs, a repossession, a recent bankruptcy, or a long history of ignoring bills. Your score is likely below 580. The recovery. This is about changing your financial lifestyle. The first year is just about stopping the bleeding. No new late payments, ever. The second year is about slowly adding positive credit back to your report. You won't see a good score in a year. But in 24 months, you can be in the mid-600s, which is enough to get approved for an FHA mortgage. Getting back to a 750 plus is a 3 to 5 year project. Accelerators. How to speed it up safely. Those timelines sound long. I get it. While you can't erase history, you can dilute it by adding positive information faster. Here are 2 legitimate ways to speed up the clock. Accelerator number 1. The secured credit card. If no one will approve you for a normal card, you must get a secured card. You deposit, say, $300, and that becomes your credit limit. Use it for one small purchase a month, like Netflix, and set it to auto-pay the full balance. This adds a fresh paid as agreed trade line to your report every single month. Accelerator number 2. Become an authorized user. If you have a parent, spouse, or very trusting friend with a perfect credit history on an older card with a low balance, ask them to add you as an authorized user. Their positive history for that specific card gets cloned onto your credit report. This can give you an immediate boost. However, if they miss a payment or max out that card, it hurts your score too. Choose wisely. Look, I know the realistic timeline isn't what you wanted to hear. You wanted the one weird trick to fix it by next Tuesday. But the credit repair industry thrives on desperate people looking for shortcuts. The real shortcut is consistency. Every month you pay a bill on time, you are burying your past mistakes a little deeper. The time is going to pass anyway. 6 months from now, a year from now, that time will arrive. The only question is, will your credit be better then than it is today? If you start now, the answer is yes. If this realistic breakdown was helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe for more. Keep going. You can fix this. Thanks for watching.